everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, this video is my all-time fave vintage and thrift finds. That's a mouthful. I've been trying to say that for like a hot minute. This video is going to be extremely difficult for me because I would say like 50% of my wardrobe's like almost thrifted at this point, maybe even more than that. And I am like self-proclaimed queen of thrifting. I live for thrifting. That's like all I do, like vintage shopping. I think it's just way more interesting. The pieces are, you know, they have like a history and sometimes they smell weird and you just want to know where it's been. That might only be me. They have like life and character. They've been around. You know, they've walked someone else's story. They're generally way better quality. And I just really love like a good rare find. I hate that I can't tell people where I get things from. Like, that's totally infuriating to me when people are like, oh, I love your bag, whatever the heck, and they're like, where'd you get it? And I say thrift, and it's like this slightly disappointing feeling that I can't get someone else that item, but it's also like a only I have that. So, but yes, I love thrifting and vintage shopping. It feeds my actual soul. It is like food to my body. You can probably imagine my sadness that COVID-19 has stopped me from going to the vintage store. It truly is a sad day. Let us mourn, Value Village. Anywho, this video is in collaboration with a friend of mine. Her name is JSAPPROVED on Instagram and now YouTube. I convinced her to finally get her butt back on YouTube. Very happy about it because I will be binge watching everything that she puts onto the internet. I'll give you a little backstory. Jess and I met working together maybe like 4 or 5 years ago now, I think. Yeah, probably. At a restaurant. And then she decided to move back home to Nova Scotia. Oh, so missed at the Burger Barn. Although I don't work there anymore. That's an inside joke. So Jess now lives in Nova Scotia. Jess and I have stayed in touch virtually, so we chat lots, we talk about this stuff all the time, and I'm such a big fan of her journey. She is now over 10K on Instagram, which is like almost unheard of. It is extremely difficult to get people to like and subscribe or like follow you on Instagram these days, so go Jess. So proud. Killing it, girl. So now she's on YouTube, so we thought we would collab, and this video felt very fitting because Jess is a massive fan of my thrifted videos, and she loves to thrift, and every time she thrifts and like posts it on Instagram, I'm always like, what did you get? And like we go into this whole, you know. So I hit Jess up with this idea of doing our favorite all-time fave thrift vintage finds. Since Jess has now restarted her YouTube channel, she had an old channel, so I will link her current live active channel down below in the description box, as well as one of these corners in the iCards to hit up her video, and then you can subscribe to her there. Might I mention that I would trust Jess to pick out a new leg if I lost my leg. I trust all of her opinions and her thoughts and her reviews on products. She is very true, honest to her game. Definitely give her a follow. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and my Instagram follow, and then follow JSAPPROVED's Instagram / her YouTube channel. They will all be linked everywhere. That's why I'm doing this. I'm looking at myself in the viewfinder, shaking my head because I'm judging my own self. So let's just get started.
This video is so hard for me.
I have so many vintage things.
I love all of them the same.
I love everything equally. Like, I'm like looking at my clothes feeling bad that I didn't pick some.
Oh, this too.
So when Jess and I talked about doing this video, I was like, ooh, like top 5. I'm sorry, Jess, I can't. I physically, mentally, emotionally cannot pick 5 things that I love. It's way too freaking hard. Like, I have to stop looking.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Lucky number 13.
let's do this before it gets too long and before I keep grabbing stuff. Okay, what do I want to start with? Okay, so let's start with some vintage tees. If you know me, or if you watch this channel, which you should,
Subscribe.
you will know I am a t-shirt and jeans gal through and through. Love a vintage tee. Love a good pair of denim. That's like my uniform. That's pretty much all I ever wear. So I'm always on the hunt for vintage and thrifting. I love to find something interesting, kind of different, like band tees or whatever. Whenever you say vintage tee, I assume people always just like think of a band tee, like, ooh, AC/DC or like Metallica. If you don't listen to that, it's just, please stop wearing shirts
With bands you don't listen to. It's odd. It doesn't make sense. It's not why band t-shirts exist.
So the first one I'll talk about is this little bad boy. I got at Public Butter, and I just love it because it says Toronto is tops. I love to wear this shirt when I'm just feeling like really, you can hear my flip-flops. Flip-flops are coming back, guys. I like to wear this shirt when I'm feeling like, you know, love my city, fun. I really like the cool toned navy blue. It's like very nicely worn in, and the white kind of piping. I just think it makes for a really interesting tee, and you can dress this up and down. I'm actually thinking of doing like a cool look with this like really girly frilly skirt, this tee, and like a pair of white sneakers. But yeah, I don't really own a lot of blue, but I love a good like navy tee with like denim cutoffs in the summer and a little sandal. I think that would be cute. Love a good vintage t-shirt. Just like that one because it's like very specific to where I live, so I thought it was kind of cool. Definitely a favorite of mine. And then this is one of my favorite finds because it's not very common to find like dance or like even hip hop or anything like that kind of vintage t-shirts. So this is Fosse. I used to be a dancer back in the day. I don't dance anymore. I dance for fun now, but I used to dance a lot, and finding this was so rad. Like I've never seen like a vintage like dance t-shirt. So that's why this is kind of my favorite. It just brings me back. It makes me feel like my dance days. Love to wear this, you know, with cutoffs or denim, whatever. Another just like good throw on. It's super oversized. It was like, it's definitely like too big, but because it's a dance vintage tee, like that's so cool to me. It might not be very cool to other people, but
It's cool to me.
this is one of my favorite vintage finds for, I would say, quite an obvious reason. Look at this print. Look at this print. Oh, it's so good. This is my silky little Ralph Lauren button-up tee that I got. I got this at a vintage crawl, which is a very cool organized vintage shopping event that happens, I think, twice a year. I will link the website down below for those of you that live in Toronto or you're going to be in the city at the time of the next one. You should definitely check it out. I got this for 20 bucks at the vintage crawl. Vintage Ralph Lauren. So good. The vintage crawl usually offers like really good discounts, and if they don't have a discount, I honestly just think it's the best way to support your community, your vintage community, and or thrift, and just to like get to know the store owners or the people that work there. I think it's just a really cool event, especially if you're like in fashion or you really appreciate vintage and thrifted clothing. Anyway, I feel like this is just obvious as to why I love this. $20, vintage silk Ralph Lauren. This print, out of this world. I am just obsessed with this like equestrian vibe. I love to wear this with cutoffs, like a little half tuck with like one little peeking out, or like with a good pair of denim. It's just the perfect throw-on piece, and it's in such good shape, like no tears, no weird like pulls or anything. Silk's really hard to take care of, and it washes really well. This I found at Common Sort. This is a vintage Betsy Johnson actually, and it's a romper. This is like such a fluke item to me. Rompers do not fit. They do not fit me, or sorry, jumpsuits. What am I saying, romper? Jumpsuit. They don't fit me. I am I don't know, maybe 5'2", maybe 5'1", probably. So finding a jumpsuit that fits my body length is basically unheard of. I am surprised I even tried this on, but I was just so obsessed with like these big peonies. I think that's what they are. They look like peonies. Or roses, I guess. I was obsessed with the print, and it was so 90s. It's very silky and flowy. I was like, I have to try this on. Even if it doesn't fit, sometimes I just like to try things on and pretend they do in my mind and like imagine what they would look like. So that was what I was going for. Then I tried it on, and it fits perfect. It's like, I'll never get rid of this. It was also incredibly affordable. I think I got this for under like 30 bucks. It is bizarre that I remember prices for most of the things that I've bought. I don't know how. I can't even remember like my sister's birthday, but I can remember the price of the vintage thing that I fell in love with. Anyways, this is like such a good 90s vintage piece. I love this for like a wedding or a birthday party, brunch. You can wear this to anything, but I just love this piece. It's so great, and it's so comfortable. Like, I wear this and I just want to like Martha Graham dance, you know? That probably didn't look very good on camera. I promise I was a good dancer. Jess also danced. Oh my god, Jess, do you remember this? Jess used to do that all the time. We'd work. She'd be so excited. She'd be like, okay, we're gonna get it. Or this. I can't remember what that move was. I'm gonna have to get Jess to do it on Instagram. Next piece. Look at this. This is a velvet leopard skirt, my friends. Leopard skirt. Recently, my boyfriend and I did that, like, answer that question thing on the internet where it was like favorite hobby, favorite color, favorite food, drink, etc. And we did it for each other for fun the other day, and he said my favorite color was leopard. Not wrong. Ladies, get him in that knows ya. And I now added a leopard velvet miniskirt to my collection of leopard things. I am so obsessed with this. I got these, honorable mention just because I can. I got the miniskirt plus these Moschino, I highly doubt they're real, vintage earrings. Hello. Oh my god, I'm Struggle City right now. Bought these together at a pop-up at the Garrison. Also, I'll link that below. I think I can link that. That happens twice a year too. But not at the Garrison now, it's at the Baby G. If you're in Toronto, you might know what I'm saying. These are bars, but it's run by the girl who manages the bar. She has a vintage shop. I will also, you know what, I'm going to link all my favorite Instagram shops, or like physical shops, in the description box in Toronto for your shopping pleasures. Anywho, love this skirt, been looking for one, found it this winter, so I've yet to wear this public, but like I cannot wait for COVID-19 to end so I can wear this. It's gonna look so cute. Both of these are from Public Butter for $20. We've discussed this coat before. If you're not subscribed to my channel, then you're missing out. $20. Thermal lining. Hello? No brainer. I've worn it 1 billion times. Here's a photo. One of my all-time favorite warm coats for winter. This was also $20. Yeah, you heard me. 20 bucks. From Public Butter. Look at this adorable little beavers. The sun, some trees. So Canadian. It's like my favorite little winter coat. I really want to get a fur piece to add to this that I can like take on and off. That's a DIY project to come. Also, these little beavers on the pocket. This is the warmest coat that I own. That's why it's my favorite. That's why it's my favorite. Another Layla staple. If you seriously know me as a friend, you know that this coat, I wear it all the time. This is just my baby. There's a rip in it. It's pretty bad. Gonna fix it and it'll be fine. I don't even care. I love this coat. I got it for $5 in one of those bins. You know, sometimes in those vintage stores or thrift stores you'll find like a $5 bin. Always check them. They are not always filled with trash. Sometimes you find an actual gem. Not to mention, my birth month is May. Emerald. Hello. Sapphire jacket. One of my favorite items. I've worn it in a bunch of pictures. Post here, here, and here. Another, just like ultimate score. That's why I really love this. It's because I just feel like I won Value Village for a minute, because we all know there is a name brand on the item. It is like markup, markup, markup. I don't know why Value Village is like that, and not all of them are like that. There are many that stick to like very good prices, and then there are some that see Forever 21 and they make the item $21 and it's sold for $25 at Forever 21. Anyway, we're not here to rant about Value Village. We're here to love it. So one day I was at Value Village. I will not tell you what one because it's my favorite one. And I was scanning the silk scarf rack. I saw all these cute little fruits. Just this gorgeous cream with the citrus and the grapes. And so good. And then I grabbed it and was looking at it, you know, as you do. You check things out for holes and stuff, especially something that's pretty. A lot of things that are really gorgeous that you find often have holes or stains, which is why people get rid of them. So I was, you know, checking it out. What do I find? Just a little bit of Gucci. That's right, people. Gucci scarf. $9. All I have to say. Speaking of Gucci, I love this bag because it kind of resembles the bamboo Gucci style bag. I will link a couple on the Real because we are here in this video. We are currently supporting vintage, thrift, consignment, etc. So I will link a couple like similar bamboo style Gucci bags, Real, down there in the description. It's cool to know that you can find things that resemble designer, but they don't have to be. You don't have to spend a fortune, especially when you don't have a fortune to spend. I got this hat at the vintage show. Also a really good price. I could not believe that she only sold this to me for like, I think it was under 30. It could have been like 20 or 25. This like beautiful suede leather hat, very Stevie Nicks. I like the roundness of the brim and the actual shape of the hat. I will link the website to the vintage show below. It happens also twice a year. It's not always amazing. I find a lot of vendors, I've even talked to vendors, they kind of go there and they sell it that doesn't sell, essentially. But you can find really good gems there. Another person's trash is someone else's treasure, so it can't all be is what I'm getting at. Like this. This hat actually fits my head. That does not happen. I am a Smurf in height, which means my head is Smurf-like. So hats generally don't fit, but I'm obsessed. And it's like this stiff, gorgeous brim. It's very lack of colors, if you know what I mean. Their hats are really expensive. And I just love it. I love this braided detail. Pop this on and it just like completely changes your look. Alright, last items, plural.
Oh.
How can I forget? I love a vintage Coach bag. I love the look of them. I love the structure. There are two styles that I prefer, which is this, the like structured one with the little tab there. They just look like little like, they kind of look like doctor bags, or like similar to the Kelly Hermes bag kind of style. So I found this one at the vintage show as well, and I haggled her down to $110. It was at like $140 or something, but it has a pretty significant scratch in the front. I don't know if you can see it, which is sick. If you can't, it's there. So that's the first time I've ever haggled too. Like, I'm not very good at that, but I try to be, because sometimes we know that they are marked up and they're still going to make a profit if you knock like 10 bucks off. So it's okay to do that. And I had to do that for this because I wanted this bag so bad, but it did have a scratch, which would bother me a lot if I had paid what she was offering the bag for. So knocked off a couple of bucks. The reason this bag sold me the most, I've been looking for one for a really long time, but these bags are not adjustable, but it fits. Like, it sits on my tippy toes. It is right on my hip. And I really wanted one with a top handle so I could carry it like this or like this. One of my favorites of all time. I've owned that for like 3 years and it's still in really good condition. Also, I love vintage Coach bags. You can kick the crap out of them and they live forever. Then, recently I've been finding this like belted style Coach suede bag, which I'm obsessed with, especially because that like 90s kind of, you know, like the Fendis and the lady bags, shoulder bag, are kind of back in style. I am just so happy that I found these two for really good prices. I mentioned this in my Florida haul, which I'll link above. It was 20 bucks. Pretty good condition in St. Pete's, Florida, which is the coolest place ever. And I have to do a little bit of fixing up on the ends a little, but it's in pretty decent condition, especially for like beige suede. It's so hard to keep it clean. And I found this large belt buckle type thing with the latch coach at Value Village for $4. Love this. It's such a good size. It fits a whole lot of stuff. Love the handle, top handle. It's like the perfect size because I can kind of like swing it behind and it's not just like stuck there. Same with the beige one. This was during the 50% off sale at Value Village. It was marked at $8.99 because there was no price tag and I had to run up to a clerk. I saw this bag like hiding and I was like,
and I grabbed it. Nobody take this.
And then I went up to a clerk to get a price because the price was gone and I was like, please, please do not overprice this. Please don't overprice this. I figured she would have because when I found it, it was stuck like this. So the Coach print was showing, and if obviously you know Coach, you would have been like, oh yeah, $30, so I would have had to pay like $15. But no, $8.99 folks. So $4.50 for this bad boy. Love it. I can't wait to wear it in the summer. So it really like pops basic outfits. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Wow, we did it folks. Got through 13 favorite. They really are my favorite, especially after I talked about them. I was like, wow, these really are my favorites. But I still have so many more. I love you all. I'm going to wear one of my favorite sweaters actually to sign off. Look at this frilly bad boy. Woohoo! Those are some of my all-time favorite vintage pieces, thrifted pieces that I own. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Also, I'd love to hear like a cool story of like something you've maybe found, like one of your favorite vintage items that you've ever found. Let me know in the comments down below. I would love to read about that. Also, if you make YouTube videos and you have like thrift hauls, please link them down below. I'd love to watch them. Those are like some of my favorite videos of all time. I just find them really inspiring. And although you can't go and purchase what we've all found, I find it inspiring to want to go out and find cool and unique items. So definitely link those in the description. Thank you for watching both Jess and I's videos, because you should be. And if you're not, do not forget that I have linked her channel down below. Please subscribe to her, like her. Well, it's hard not to like her. She's so adorable. Like her on Instagram. Follow her on Instagram. I don't even know anymore. What are the kids calling this? Follow her on Instagram. Like the videos down below. Like my video. Like hers. Subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye!